Warning, the following video contains disparageful spoilers for Danganronpa V3. Enjoy!
Perhaps because there were fewer of us, the elevator seemed to move faster. And so we fell, faster and faster, downward into the black. The elevator stopped, and just like always, the doors parted slowly. The light that shines on us from the other side, the bright light of our future. Or is it...
Uh-oh.
Boy, they look really depressed. Must be because there's even less participants now.
Don't say they look depressed. You'll make Monodon sad. As much as I'd love to keep hearing this adorable back and forth.
Now then.
Let's hurry up and get this started.
Extreme!
At last, the class trial will begin. I hope you enjoy it to your heart's content.
The third class trial was about to begin. Angie Yonaga, the ultimate artist. She created the Ultimate Academy Student Council to try to prevent the killing game. Then, Tenko Shabashira, the ultimate Aikido master. She hated men, but I knew that she hated this terrible killing game even more. The two who were killed were both trying to stop the killing. Oh my gosh, so many people are dead. And who was the one that killed... And who was the one who killed them? Was it one person? Two different people? We need to pin that down in this class trial. In order to live, we have to find the truth. And I will fight for it. I will fight with truth and lies in this class trial. Yes, I do. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Alrighty then, let us... Oh boy. Let's see, I have 4, so I can get 4. Okay. Or 2 if I want. Let's see. I don't know what I want. I think I'm going to spin it on just a peek. The entire screen will light up more frequently, effective during Hangman's Gambit. Because, I don't know, that sounds like a good one. So, that's what I am going to have it on. And I have... Alright. All those are set. Alright. Let's just... I think I'm good. I don't know. I'm gonna... Just so much stuff here, and it's like, oh boy. Alright, let's just hop in. Let's just do it. Let's do this. Good boy.
Now then, let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is, and vote for who done it. Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy. Also, refusing to vote will result in your death. So you better vote for someone. Now, smiles, everyone! It's showtime! Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway!
I just felt like trying to copy Monokuma because it was fun.
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm going to be much help this time. Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Oh, okay.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
Who did it? Who killed Angie and Tenko?
Do not let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be 2 killers.
Still think Kyo did it.
So, our other culprit might not be one of us here.
Hmm? What do you mean?
The transfer student. Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Say something, Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
Is it even possible for a revived corpse to be the culprit? Well, in the interest of being thorough, I should clear things up here. Okay, let's do it. Oh boy. Okay.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates!
I love zombies.
No!
So, ritual did work?
Who was resurrected, I wonder?
Angie did say she was gonna bring Rantaro back. Yes, Rantaro was resurrected. The culprit is the late Rantaro Amami!
I don't think so.
Please, stop it!
I highly doubt that. This isn't about believing and reviving the dead. I have to focus on their statements. Those statements all correct. All whatever.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life of our classmates!
So,
Dang it, dang it, dang it. That, no. Yes, got it, okay.
that's wrong!
それは違うよ.
I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded. According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us,
Necronomicon, that's how you pronounce that, okay.
you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual.
After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution, be modified.
If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Then, going to think Rantaro probably not culprit.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Well, duh. There's no way a dead person could resurrect.
Well, you'd be surprised. This is Danganronpa after all.
Now hold on a second! I can't let that comment stand! Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life. But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon.
Okay, Monokuma's suggesting some really weird things, and sorry for the lag this is happening. I tried to fix it, but it didn't work, so hopefully this doesn't interfere with the rest of this class trial.
What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible.
But it's true! I never lie about motives.
Daddy said so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
Well then show us the dead, please.
Man, I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive. You should have let me use it to bring Monodum back to life.
Okay.
Monodum is still alive, though.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodum's corpse.
Dang. He's back to being silent.
So resurrecting the dead was actually possible this whole time?
There's no way it's possible!
There's no way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma is trying to confuse us.
Huh. Anji's death thing there just has circles on it?
Let's hurry up and find out who the Blackened is.
If our transfer student isn't the culprit, then blame falls to one of us.
Who? Who did it?
Step aside, Half Pint. I'll handle this.
Will you now?
I don't know about Tenko, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
I'm kind of with her on that.
Why?
Don't play dumb with me, Creepshow. I already know what happened.
Well, alright then. Huh.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
It really does.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in, and murdered the fuck out of Angie! Oh yeah! I'm a fucking genius!
The way the words move are pretty entertaining. Is poor Kyo really the culprit? Does that story fit the facts of the case? We should think about it from the beginning.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you suspicious.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm.
I love that, the words.
You went to the classroom.
Got it.
That's wrong! No, Kyo would not have been able to enter Angie's lab. Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
Yeah. Before Angie locked herself up in her research lab, she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
And Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Oh, how clever.
You can just ignore her, Gonta.
The remaining student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Tsumugi, and Himiko.
Then I say... I don't want it to be any of them.
Well, it can't be Himiko. She was besties with Angie. I trust their friendship. You guys do too, right?
Yeah, of course.
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
Obviously. Let's believe in them.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Tsumugi, and Kibo.
I don't want it to be my precious son, Kibo.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
And I don't think Gonta, well,
You mean one of those 2 people? 'Cause a robot ain't people, Jack!
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
Yeah.
What else? The culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Tsumugi? Well...
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
Wait a second.
Yeah, Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Hey, stick up for me too.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
And I'm not the culprit either. Jeez.
Gonta
I'm not the culprit.
Not the culprit.
Okay.
We must consider other possibilities.
Oh boy.
Surely there must be some outside the student council.
Student council.
That's utterly impossible.
The last one.
A dead chick can't be the culprit!
Why?
Only student council members had access.
Look, I don't know who the
I
culprit
didn't know
is,
robots killed such boring lies.
but it's definitely not
Is
me.
that a robophobic remark?
Okay. There were several suspicious statements, but one is obviously inconsistent. I'll listen carefully, sort the statements in my head, and find the answer.
We must consider other possibilities.
Whoops. I keep pushing the wrong buttons every time.
Student council.
That's utterly impossible.
A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone can open
culprit!
it. Only council members.
Got it.
I heard it!
Did it.
No, It wasn't just student council members that could have opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab, right?
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it.
Kokichi pulled out some pin. Yeah. We know all this. Yep.
Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember. Yeah, I did it.
What?
I killed Angie.
Wait, what? No, you didn't. It's a lie.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
It's a lie. I don't believe you.
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie.
I doubt it.
The culprit was me, all along.
Doubt it.
What?
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
I highly doubt it.
Nah, no joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins. And it helped. I feel so much better. Whew!
Wait, so Kokichi really is culprit?
No, he's lying. I think. Maybe?
I hope so, because problematic favorite. Please don't.
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
Thank you.
No, definitely not a lie. I killed Angie. Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
No, not in this case.
Then let me ask you, culprit. How did you lock the room?
Huh? Well, it's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
Kokichi, stop making this more complicated than it needs to be.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room. They used a different method.
What different method?
Yeah, Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
There were 2 doors to the classroom, and the one locked last was...
The back door?
That's it! Yep. The back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
The culprit used a certain tool.
Oh, one of those. Okay. Oh, I think it's the sword, right? No. Click. What? Why? Is it not the sword? Oh, hey! Hidden Monokuma! Okay. It's gotta be the sword itself, not the, sheath. I'm an idiot. There we go.
I see it! The gold leaf katana that was stabbed into Kaede's effigy. The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
So the gold leaf was on the sliding lock because...
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it.
Yep.
The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather easily.
That evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Okay.
Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school was it?
Is he referencing the first game with the Leon's and the golden sword there?
Now, that doesn't matter matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right? But wait, how did they move it with the katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
The clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself. It was an odd setup after all. The katana stabbed into the effigy. The effigy's hung upside down.
Okay.
Angie didn't do that as part of the ritual?
Apparently not. That's what I thought, but...
No. Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
That's true, it did.
If it was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
A different purpose. What could that have been? The culprit somehow used the setup to lock the room. In that case, I need to know the reason behind every step of that setup. If I do that, the way the culprit locked the room should be clear. Okay. Oh, psychic dancing. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, don't hit the walls. Well, what's my options? What are my options? This one? Oh boy. Okay. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Hey, Shushi, get back on the road! What are my options? This one? Okay. Next question, which looks really long. Goodness. I'm missing some. No, I hit the wall. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, no! It spun out. Oh gosh. Okay. Whoops. This is getting harder now. No. Okay. This one. Oh, okay. Whew. No little issue there, but I did it. Ay, ay, ay.
That's it. The reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
Oh, okay.
Effigy spun?
That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist.
Ah.
Then, if you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. And of course, the katana would spin with it.
But
I see. So the culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place?
okay, so they killed her and then okay.
The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope, and then swiftly leave.
Yeah.
This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock. And thus was the back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
Yes, that's how Angie's lab was locked. By using the effigy with the katana.
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us. Oh, but could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
The sliding lock was pretty loose. A little push could move it. As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid into position.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, they could keep trying until it locked.
Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime, as to avoid detection.
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime.
Are you saying it's the student council's fault?
I didn't say that.
In any case, the culprit probably used the murder weapon for this trick.
Alright.
It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana.
The other effigies were only hung up so we think it was some kind of ceremony. That way, we wouldn't notice the lock trick.
Makes sense, yeah. Okay.
But Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked the lock closed. I don't want to completely ignore that possibility. But I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
Cough it up, Kokichi!
Oh, man. You guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
Figured as much.
You're telling the truth this time, right?
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me? And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plans.
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
Okay, I'll start right now.
Oh, jeez.
Alright, so who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
Mew, I can't hold it up anymore.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Ooh. Ooh. Boy.
Cum dumpster!
Oh, Jesus.
Finally! Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
No comment.
What should we talk about now?
We must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab. Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry.
Yeah.
Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Tsumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council. Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
It's fine. That's just a waste of time.
A suspect? I never kill Angie!
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next?
I don't know.
I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider. Only the suspect ranger are allowed to speak.
Okay, suspect rangers.
Suspect rangers?
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
We might catch them with their pants down!
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect, Rangers. What should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
Well, probably.
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting.
Why did Tenko have to die?
Oh, Himiko, it's okay.
Huh?
Well, I mean, it's really not, but...
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but... Can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie's?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
What do you mean?
It kind of scared me.
The two victims could have been killed by two separate murderers, you know.
I doubt it.
So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim. We gotta figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless. Would you suggest that to waste our time?
It's not meaningless!
Ooh. Himiko?
Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you!
I've never heard Himiko be this passionate.
Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her? Himiko.
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Ooh.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS.
Kokichi, please.
You didn't give two shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Well, maybe she,
Kokichi, enough!
I agree with Gonta, actually.
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced Tenko.
Oh.
Worked things out with her while she was still alive. But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her.
Himiko needs a hug.
It's too late.
Yeah, seriously. It's way too late to realize that now.
Kaito, what?
Our only option is to face her death head on.
Face her death?
Himiko, I understand what you're going through. So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth.
Alright.
I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito. Alright. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless. The name of the curse is... Death Curse!
Death Curse! Yeah, okay.
I suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Well, duh.
Listen up! All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run! I won't forgive something so messed up!
Tenko was our friend. Gonta wanna know why she died too!
I mean, we know. Well, yeah, okay.
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
Kokichi, please.
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died.
I think it was the same person.
If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death. Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on!
See, Kaito, it's just so much like Kamina. Kaito.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. we haven't decided whether there were 2 different culprits yet.
I still think it was one person.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
Yeah, maybe.
They're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. But that was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional?
So, what do we talk about first?
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Okay.
Tencrotch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
Well, duh, she got killed by the seance in Tencrotch? Dang.
Tencrotch!
Yeah, I'm with Himiko on this, like, jeez. The people who attended the seance. That was... Shuichi... Kokichi was there, right? Yeah, it's gotta be the first one.
That's it!
Alright.
It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
Yep.
So those 4 are the culprits!
Well... Yeah, probably.
Himiko's still culprit?
Himiko didn't do it, there's no way.
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the 4 is really...
Is that how you spell coinkydink? Like, really? I thought it was spelled completely different. Interesting.
Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
I'm with you, Kokichi. I think Kyo did it.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes?
True.
If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
If you hear my dog barking, that's a thing that's happening, but I don't know if you can.
Well, I suppose, but...
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
However, there are 3 empty rooms, which shall we use? Okay. That is true, she did, but...
Oh, right.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance. The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
The floorboard thing? A point of entry from outside. He must be referring to... Oh, this? That?
There!
Yeah.
You're talking about under the floor, right?
Huh? Under the floor?
Yeah, there's the...
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person can move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
Alright.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
That is true.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Another suspect? Who?
It's appearing before me.
Okay.
Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer.
And that is... Oh, okay. It's like, and that is... Alright.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
It was pitch black during the
I didn't mean to do that.
How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Now, hold on a second.
What?
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor
No.
and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
No, no.
I said hold on a second.
No.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
No.
Hold on a second.
Yes, please listen to the poor robot. It's true that with a little light, you can move around under the floor. Was that possible?
The culprit sneaked in during the seance. But under the floor.
Yeah, no. It wasn't Kibo. No way.
How could they see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see.
There we go.
That's wrong!
Yeah, that, yeah. No. It wasn't Kibo.
I I don't think the culprit could have used a light while under the floor. There was a hole in the corner of the room. If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
Exactly.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
So a light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot.
Yeah, that's robophobic.
My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats. My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity.
I love... Whoa.
Enough with the flashlight! It's way too bright!
I love Kibo.
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch-black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny? Going to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from under floor.
Maybe.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
Maybe, he is.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Aw.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Yeah, true.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that.
Okay, first of all, Samugi, that's the thing that happened in Danganronpa 2. Interesting.
That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
Oh, that's such a callback to Danganronpa 2 with the whole, yeah.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, that was great.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
Being what?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
Alright.
When? So not during seance?
It had to be.
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
No. No way.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point.
Nobody doesn't even speak. Next time you open your mouth, blah blah blah. Over. Okay. Yep.
Yes. She was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
She was dead.
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
Yeah, I guess.
But she was inside cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
You go under the floorboard and stabby stab.
Then she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
What if,
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads.
Huh?
Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory.
that being what?
Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your limp dick brains!
Oh, jeez. Okay, then, oh, man.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was empty.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
Like that.
What?
When Cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tenko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Okay then.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
It was me.
Calm down,
But
Miyu.
obviously, Himiko is the culprit.
No.
There's no down!
Okay. Tenko not being killed during the seance, that might not be impossible, but there's no evidence for it.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the fight.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage, though. And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
Got it. Okay.
That's wrong!
Oh man.
No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it.
Okay.
That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted. If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
Yeah.
What? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right here!
Oh jeez. Okay. No chill.
No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
What?
Yeah, what?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out!
Okay. Rebuttal showdown.
Tenko died after the seance. It happened when she was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage. They stuck the thin blade through the gaps of the cage, and that clean white sheet got stained blood red!
Uh-huh.
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
Okay.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko.
Ah!
Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
There. Jeez.
I'll cut through your words.
Ugh, I hate rebuttal showdowns. They're annoying.
Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone. And the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
Miyu, why don't you just listen to us talk, okay? Shut up.
No worries, Miyu. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no worries.
Gota.
How embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, for a living person.
Huh?
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
Yeah, I doubt that.
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
Calm down, Kaito. It's okay.
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
No, she didn't.
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible. Spirits can't be culprits.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done that!
Wait! I know! What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage?
What?
If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
That's true because, you know,
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have noticed.
I agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
You do?
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
What?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
The they she's referring to. Rod. Kaede! I don't... What? What kind of question is that? Oh, wait. What if... Ugh.
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
What?
What did you say? Are you saying Tenko is the culprit?
What?
She committed suicide.
What?
Suicide?
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out.
Ugh.
She volunteered to be in the cage, and then stabbed herself during the seance. It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right? If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
The way he said that was great.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
I guess.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me. There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
I don't think Tenko would have...
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
Really? Why?
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
Oh.
Take us down?
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial.
But why?
So she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her.
Tenko doesn't seem like that kind of person, though.
Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
But what are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that.
What if she's like Dazai from Bungo Stray Dogs and is like, commit a double suicide with me?
She told me.
Keep your chin up and live facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else.
What if all of that was just a lie?
Commit a double suicide with me, Himiko.
A lie?
Wait, we should believe Tenko's last words.
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets.
He's not wrong.
What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
What's Maki Roll? Jeez.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Twinkle anymore. But I want to believe in her.
Good.
She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down.
I don't think she would either, to be honest.
That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gonta no can believe Tenko commits suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
The proper reason.
All right, I'll give you a reason.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
Okay. I don't believe Tenko would kill herself because of what she said. Okay, everyone, I'll see you guys at the seance. She said, see you guys after. I doubt she had a sudden change of heart. Just because we don't know how she was killed doesn't mean that it was suicide. We shouldn't be satisfied with that, and if we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. And that means we have to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe. I'm gonna lie to do it. Probably. Tenko's last moments.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
Everyone thinks that Tenko committed suicide, but only because they're latching onto the easiest answer. Together, this need to make them think their suicide theory would not work.
So far, suicide explanation.
Her plan was to take us down. Her true intentions.
Okay.
Did commit. It would explain how during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself.
Finally, with the last of her strength.
Ah! Oh no! Ah! I almost had it. Shoot. Alright.
So far,
Try that one more time. Dang it! That's annoying. Ah. Come on, man. I was so close.
Finally, with the last of her strength.
Ah, dang it! Ah! It's so difficult. Alright, I gotta do it again.
Finally, with the last of her strength.
Yes, got it! Ah!
I'll reveal the truth.
Okay. Woohoo! Yes.
Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor. Because she died instantly.
Instantly?
Her death might have been innocent. Okay.
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Murder.
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
Thank you, Maki.
How could you forget that, Maki roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
Oh.
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Yep.
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Didn't think so.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No! There must have been a way! We're gonna figure it out!
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance?
Not really.
If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
Not a bad idea. We should remember what happened at the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. I need some kind of clue that will help me solve this mystery. Okay.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
Ah.
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed.
Right, okay.
The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. Utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song,
There was something that was a
I
noise.
heard something fall.
Ah, yep. Ah, I missed it, dang it.
I'm more concerned about how dark it got in there. I mean, it was totally pitch black. My job was to relight the candles. Moving along the walls was seriously tough.
That one's a pretty easy one to figure out. Switch black during seance, blah 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 blah.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
Yep, there was that
There is
noise.
something.
Heard some.
There we go.
I agree.
Ugh. Jeez.
Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
Yep.
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
I don't know.
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
A loud sound, like something hit the floorboards. Maybe that sound had something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. Okay, what's the question? What caused the sound that was heard during the seance? The loose floorboard?
This is it!
Okay.
I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound. That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
Yeah.
could the floorboard have made such a loud sound though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
That is true. There would have had to be a strong impact to make that sound. But what was it? What could it possibly be?
right then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
Oops. Sorry, Kaito. I didn't mean to skip over whatever the heck you just said. I'm sorry. The thing went so quickly. Huh.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person threw off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
No, it didn't.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Oh.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and Balls are the best of friends?
What could have made us strong enough to test my kind of facts?
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Got it.
I agree.
Oh, jeez.
Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
But floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
What did they stand to gain? That's the question. To solve this case, I'll need to think carefully about the crosspiece and the floorboard. Tenko's body was at one end of the loose floorboard. And the crosspiece that had been cut was on the other end of the floorboard. The unsupported part was outside the cage, so it could have been stomped on. Only one of the cross pieces was cut, the other two were intact. Okay. One of them was right under Tenko. And the other was in the center, right above, about where the edge of the cage was. What was the culprit attempting to achieve by stomping on the floorboard? Think. Come on, think. Alright. Ah, shoot. There we go.
I see now. That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Yeah? A seesaw?
Seesaw.
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two cross pieces holding up that board were close to the cage. Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece, the next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever.
Okay.
A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Okay.
Her whole body lifted up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that. Unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh? How?
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
The floorboard seesaw, the cage, and the blood on the white fabric. What conclusions can I draw from this? There's only one place the sickle could have been that is consistent with the evidence. Where was the sickle? Oh, no. Shot in the dark here.
That's it!
Okay, I was right, because I was like, I don't know.
The sickle was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down. The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage.
I had this feeling that that was what was going on.
Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble.
Hit something. Ow.
But the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage.
I had this feeling that's what was
She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in a crouched position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
Yeah.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide. Wait, what the hell's a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
Yeah?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
I don't think so.
Why her?
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
No.
The only one? Why's that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
Same scene. Yes.
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance!
It is true, but...
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance, and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it.
I just can't.
Then, she killed Tenko. All according to plan.
All according to Keikaku.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
No, she didn't.
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Right?
Kill Tinko? I killed Tinko?
No, you didn't. You couldn't have.
Himiko? What's wrong, Himiko?
Is it true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea? But does that mean Himiko really killed Tenko? Did something like that really happen? Something so cruel. Up. Intermission. Okay. Up.
Well now.
Looks like we've reached the intermission segment, which means it's time for our... Guess the victim quiz! Yeah! The victim quiz? Not a culprit quiz?
The only victims are the people who are still watching this drawn-out, boring crap.
Eh? Why are you getting such a downer all of a sudden?
It's okay.
It is okay. I am sure everyone is happy. How do you know? They could be skipping this entire conversation for all you know. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I'm the real victim here. Me!
Why are you getting upset? If anything, I'm the real victim. I gotta put up with all this nonsense all the time.
That's the right answer, Manadam.
Why? He hasn't said anything.
Hey,
Exactly, because there are no victims. Yep. Oh, yep. Even if you killed in this killing game, you're a winner. Because then everyone mourns you and you get tons of popularity, whatever that word is.
Oh, Daddy, you don't need to reveal these kind of behind-the-scenes details.
all right.
Dying makes you more popular? Then we gotta die soon too. Okay then, that happened.